Hello, 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 hello. Hi, I am Spantopia Rose, but you can call me Span. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Let's do a quick little check-in and chat. Check-in and chat. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? I'm not doing so great. Lots of things. So recently my videos have been doing pretty well, and I've been doing some little short videos, which have also been doing quite well. But I'm so far removed, like I have so much stuff going on that it's just bizarre. But we're nearly at 3,000. We're nearly at 3,000 on this channel, and that makes me so happy. I've got a lot of things that I want to do for that, but I can't pick one, so I think I'm going to do my subscribers do ASMR for 3,000. So hopefully I can get that rolling soon. I haven't been very able recently because not only am I a little bit burnt out, but I have a concussion. So on Sunday evening, I smashed my head. My head got smashed in by a folding chair in the back of a van. So kind of like one of these, but without the nice fluffy thing. Just kind of sandwiched my head, and I felt it hurt a lot. I felt quite dazed and confused afterwards, and then it was dark, and we went up this windy road, and I got car sick. So windy road in the dark is going to make me car sick anyway, but I'd also hit my head, so I'm not sure how much of what symptoms were what. But then at the top of the mountain of the windy road, we pulled over so I could vomit. And usually if I'm car sick, I vomit like a lot, but I was so dizzy, like I was out of it. I was dizzy, I couldn't stand up, I had to sit down before I fell down. I did vomit once, but now we're not sure if it was just from the head or from the windy road. So the next day, so I went home, I shined lights in my eyes, it looked fine to me. The next day I went to the nurse, and the nurse was like, yeah, I mean it took 2.5 hours to get in after I hadn't woken up until like 10 anyway, but so we went to the nurse walk-in centre, and when we finally got in to see her, she read through the pamphlet and basically told me I had a mild traumatic head injury, mild traumatic brain injury, because I still had the headache when I woke up in the morning, and that was bad. That was unexpected. So it was radiating from up here all up into my head and then back down into the back of my neck. It still hurts. Not as bad today as it has been the last few days. Oh, by the way, it is Thursday now. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wow. So, well, really 4 days is the end of Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. So it's now day 4, but apparently symptoms of concussion can last up to 2 weeks. So that sucks. So my brain, I'm fine. Shush. Slurring words and getting dazed and confused is one of the symptoms, but I don't have that. I just have ADHD. My brain just does that anyway. So then the nurse was like, you should probably go see a GP. And so, and she was like, if the pain gets excruciating or builds up and gets worse and worse and worse, then go to the ER, go to the hospital. But none of that has happened. So I went to my doctor, my favorite doctor, my chiropractor, and he is a neurologist. So this is like his special interest. So I went to him, and he made me do like like what you see on ASMR all the time, you know, a neuro brain thing, like let's just do it with my keys and my slug. Hopefully that noise isn't too bad. So he was like, so just want you to focus right here on this. Okay, so I'm just keep looking at it, and I was fine. He did all of that. That was alright, and then he was like, just keep looking at this. Keep looking at it. Okay. Alright. Right in. Keep looking all the way back, all the way back. And so that was all fine. And then he got the light. I don't have a torch at the moment, but he got the light and he shone in this. I had to stare over his shoulder, so you'd look back here and he'd shine the light in, shine the light in. And he's like, okay, that's great, let's do the other side. And then he shined the light in and he was like, okay, I'm just gonna do that again. And then he did it like 3 more times as I was like getting slightly more and more panicked. And he said, okay, you definitely have a brain injury, like, so this eye was slower to respond than the other one. And he's like, your whole nervous system's been shook up. And then he made me lower my head down and I got this big, oh, what a fun sound. Can you hear that? That's the coffee shop that comes around. That's letting you know the coffee shop is in town. How infuriating. But also, yay, coffee. Anyway, he then made me reach my head down. And when I did that, I got this big rush of, I don't know, pressure. He was calling it pressure to my head when I bent down. Like, you know how everything rushes to your head? So that's still happening. Not as extreme, it's a bit better. I managed to do things like put on the load of washing and put in the dishwasher today. Whereas the last few days I've barely been able to move. So there's that. Yeah, so I am getting slowly better. I can drive. I went for a drive yesterday. I made Christian come in just in case something went wrong. He could help. But I managed to come to therapy. So now we're just, so this is the next day today. So that was fine. I could drive. And then today I had to come to therapy. So here I am in the therapy car park, half an hour early. So I'm just doing a little quick catch up with you. How are you? How's things going with you? I'm not great. I mean, I was gonna say I'm not crying, but I have cried like many times. I was crying merely half an hour ago. And I still have the head pain now, and it hurts just in the back of my neck a little bit, but we did get an adjustment on my neck, and my chiropractor did agree with me that it had, I'm not gonna say crushed, but it had smooshed down onto the back of my neck, and I think he said compounded a little bit on my neck. So I go back to see him again on Tuesday, so that'll be a week out from when I went, which will be, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so it'll be almost 10 days since hitting my head. So hopefully things will have cleared up a lot more by then. I wonder if you can see, is one of my eyes different to the other? What if I look at the light and then look back at you? Look up at the light. Can you see them moving? I'm not sure you can, but apparently this side, the side that I hit, was a little bit slower to react. So I have to really take things easy and just rest and look after my strange head. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm up to. That's why things haven't been getting done. Haven't been being filmed. Also, I was supposed to go home for a few days, but in between. So I hit my head on the Sunday, which was an amazing day where we all got into a car. We hired a car, so 7 people could fit in one car. And my boyfriend and my siblings and their kids all went to Beauty and the Beast, and it was absolutely amazing. We saw Beauty and the Beast live on stage, and it was just a really high production value and really fun. And I mean, it was quite a stressful day because we only just got there in time. Like the last call was being called as we arrived. Yeah, so we got to watch that, and it was absolutely brilliant, and it was such a nice day with all my siblings. But yeah, then I got my head smashed in. Not so fun. But yeah, just now time to go and not comprehend anything in therapy. Okay, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're new, thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy to have you. And I will continue to make videos and continue to do ASMR because I love it. And it might be a few more days of me healing before I get much more filming done. But things are still in the works. I just got to take everything slow, and it can take up to 2 weeks to recover anyway, and I gotta remember that. Alright, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Please, please, please. And like this video if you like this video. Okay, love you. Thank you so much. Good night. Good night, good night, good night. Good night, sleep well. Good night, sleep well. Good night, sleep well. How do you turn this thing off? Hello. I'm back. My therapist sent me home sick. She was like, it's amazing that you've even, like, it's just phenomenal that you're here. I can't remember the word she used. She used a word that basically meant you should be at home resting, dear. So I've just gone to the IGA and bought some snacks, and she only charged me half price for the therapy because it's only there for half the time, and it's just, I don't know, there's something weird about being sent home from therapy. Anyway, I was like, I'm gonna go straight home, but then I realized I've got a timer on saying it's not time to come home because I've got the washing on, and the washing makes this high-pitched scream that I just can't deal with. So I came across the IGA, and I only have a couple of minutes left on the timer, and I thought I might as well just put a little bit extra into this video, a little bit extra into the end of this video, before I drive home. So I drove from therapy and thought I would spend I think it was 25 minutes or something that I had in the shop, and I spent too much money, even though I was like, all I need is tissues and toilet paper and deodorant, which, you know, that's already $30 in of itself. And then I was like, well, I could have gone to a shop where it's cheaper rather than the IGA, but then my head hurts too much, and I don't know. And then I got a snack because retail therapy is real. Retail therapy is real. So that's my day. That's my day. That's my day. My day. How's your day? How's your day going? Are you feeling alright? You feeling a little bit better than me? Are you feeling okay? It's okay if you're not. It's okay if you're worse. It's She also told me I have the PDA, pathological demand avoidance, which is an aspect of autism that some people have and some people don't. I'm gonna get a haircut soon. It's too hot, it's too heavy, it's too sticky. Maybe I'll shave my head again, but that makes me look sick. I don't want to look sick. I just want to not be able to feel the hair on my head. Yeah, so maybe the next couple of days I have to go to Sarah's house tonight, my sister's house tonight, and I have to tomorrow night also. But those are fun things. That'll be fine. Very tired. I might try and have a sleep when I get home. Asleep when I get home. Yeah, I was like, I'll just chat, I'll just hang out, and now I've run out of things to say already. I'm so exhausted. And you might be like, Span, you need to rest, stop filming, go rest. But if I stop filming and just sit in my car for another 5 minutes or so, not only will I won't be resting, like I'll be just waiting, and waiting mode is just awful. Which is what I'm in now, but because I get to talk to you, I've got something to do. And I love you, and thank you for being here. And yeah, I stand by everything I said at the sign up of the last video, and I should probably, maybe I'll just say goodnight for the next few minutes until my arms hurt. Maybe I'll go for a swim this afternoon. Feeling a bit too tired though, and by swim I mean relax in the pool, just let your muscles feel the heat of the water, the submerging in the water. It's good for the body, but it's a bit funny for my head, I think, because I need to stop thinking. I need to just put on an annoying TV show that has like 9 seasons, just veg out and watch it, but one that's not too emotional to follow. I watched a really good show on Netflix called Everything Now, and it's about anorexia, and it's really stressful, especially if you have any sort of disorder or eating disorder. It's quite triggering, or mental illness in any way. It was a little bit triggering, but it was really good. I think it was really good representation and a really good viewing of how people are different, like of masking, I guess, of how people are different at home as they are with their friends, and just the acting in it is brilliant. The main girl is just so good, and all of the friends, and Stephen Fry is in it. Stephen Fry is the counselor, the therapist. And it's not a huge role, but it's really nice seeing a familiar face in that role, and I think that was something very interesting that they did. Probably deliberately, I'm not sure. But yeah, trigger warning, it's very stressful, and it is about eating disorders and mental illness, and how it affects not only you, but you who has it, but also everyone around you. But I really am glad I watched it. Yeah. So now I need something else to watch. Something just light and fluffy. Do you have anything light and fluffy? Any recommendations? Please leave me comments on nice light and fluffy things. I've already watched Gilmore Girls twice. I've watched more, that's probably about 4 or 5 times in my life. But yeah, I don't know. I'll just browse, I guess. Find a little half-an-hour comedy show, sitcom that might be alright. I'm watching Pretty Smart at the moment, where the girl is just finished uni or PhD, moves in with her sister, who's much younger, in a different city, and the sister's sort of ditzy, and so it's just the 2 sisters who haven't really spoken since they were like 13, because one lived with their mum and one lived with their dad, and then they've moved in together in their, I don't know, I'm gonna say their 30s, because I'm in my 30s and it's relatable to me. But yeah, it's just really interesting I mean, it's not that interesting, it's just a bubbly, fun sitcom, but it is nice to see the duality come together and be friends. I need to put on deodorant. I wasn't going to put on deodorant because I'm seeing my sister, and she's very intolerant to smells, very sensitive, but I can literally smell myself, and that's no good. I had a shower and I can still smell myself. I'm not sure what else to do, so I'm gonna put on some deodorant and hope that it doesn't affect her, because I'm not seeing her until this evening, so hopefully it'll have worn off enough between then and now. Do you ever have trouble with personal hygiene stuff? Like I don't often wear deodorant because it triggers people and myself, but then I get smelly and I'm like, well, now I have to wear deodorant. And it's not, and I do shower. I hate showering, but I do shower, and I showered this morning and I was like, that should have been enough. This is a clean shirt. I mean, granted, it's been on the floor of the bedroom for quite some time, but it was the least smelly of all of the shirts that I had, so I had to do washing, which is why I can't go home yet, and there's just so many things. I need to go home and rest. Okay, I need to stop thinking about things. Stop thinking. Impossible, I know, but yeah, I hope that you are having a good time and that you don't have a concussion, and if you do, I'm in the same boat. I don't know what that was. I think somebody's brakes, maybe. Alright. Once again, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing alright. And I hope you have a really, really, really good night. Good night. Good night. Sleep well. Good night. Sleep well.